What's up, folks? We're back at it again with more 70 Star on the Global Speedrun Association channel. I'm Electric, commentating this race between Dwhatever and Weegee. This should be a pretty hot one. We've seen Weegee pull out some pretty strong performances before. He's got the capabilities to potentially best Dwhatever in a race, but of course the consistency not quite at the same level as what we've seen from Dwhatever. As you can see from these standings, Dwhatever sitting pretty at 684 points. Weegee down in 6th with 532, with a pretty decent win, or really any performance above a 4-minute deficit. He could best Benji in these standings. With a nice win, he could actually supersede Para even. So Weegee's got a pretty decent amount riding on this line here. If he's able to get a really stellar performance here, he's going to set him up himself up very nicely for the playoff seeding spot. So let's go ahead and check out what's about to happen here.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess.
And we got a little bit of a desync going on, but we will have that fixed for you in just a moment. Got the sync going. And so here we go. A quick little intro. It's certainly a bit underrated how nice and short this intro is and how fast you're able to get into the action. I mean, in comparison with a game like Sunshine where there's like a 10-minute intro, or even like Odyssey where even though the intro itself is short, like Cap and Cascade are not very fun. They're just kind of there. Sand is really like the true Wumps equivalent of that game. But in this game, quick little intro, and then you just get right into the action. And so we're probably going to see a virtual sync on the Lakitu skip here. Looks like Dwhatever didn't get the long jump that he wanted, or maybe he uses a single jump for the setup, but I think it's he meant to do a long jump there. Weegee saving just a tad of time here, but going into BOB, anything can change very quickly here. Triple X Gamer with the 100 bits here. Here we go indeed. Dwhatever had a little bit of an issue on his intro movement here, but backflip bomb clip pretty much makes up for it and puts him in the lead now. Moving on into the slide. Get those slide guesses out. I'm thinking 12 sixes across the board here. I don't see how they could get anything but 12 sixes here. Big Bank 10X with 200 bits, sharing RPG emotes with 3 members in chat. Let's see those RPG IIIs if y'all got them. I hope all 3 of the rewards were RPG III. That's what they deserve to be, at least. What happened to the player cameras? When both players decide that they don't want to use player cam, we use the layout without it. Also, Big Bank with the sub. Thank you so much. 2-month streak here. And so, yeah, if only one player decides not to use face cam, then we use the face cam layout where, like, they just have a black box. But if both decide not to, it would look kind of strange to have just 2 black boxes on screen. So we just opt to not. This is not a live race, and my commentary is coming from the future. I recorded this on Saturday, October 19th, 2019. I have a newspaper here to prove it. Top story is that Dwhatever and Weegee raced yesterday. Weegee starting on out with Pro Cycle here. Just wants to get right on down to business. I'm a personal fan of getting yourself a little acclimated to a stage, saving some longer stars like this for a little bit later into the stage once you're in the mentality of like, okay, I'm in Wumps, this is what I'm doing right now. And that definitely applies to Wumps, especially for PB attempts with inconsistent stars like Canonless and Owless. It's definitely desirable to get those out of the way first before one that can be more consistent like 100 coin. But we do see a pretty good number of runners decide to just do 100 coin first. Weegee's included in that total. Has kind of an awkward ending with the Thwomp, but overall playing pretty nicely. Dwhatever with kind of a strange Owless, but it does make it work first try. Who won? I am legally not allowed to say. If I say who won this race from that news article, GSA would sue the pants off me, and I would go so bankrupt that I would die. But what are the lotto numbers? Do I look like someone that plays the lottery? I play Mario. I don't play the lottery. Yes, all commentators are legally owned by the Global Speedrun Association Incorporated. We forego all rights. I mean, why do you think I constantly sign up for like 5-6 hour shifts? They've got me like on a short leash here. Sign up. It's like all those depictions of like signing a record contract with the devil. Like that's basically what GSA is. You sign your name, and if you didn't read the fine print, it says we literally own you now. It's like right after the section that talks about like proper hygiene for commenting, and right before the section about what to do about pre-recorded races. Weegee having a little bit of a spill there as he goes up for Cannonless here. Commentator with the wild accusations at GSA, not even actually paying attention to the race here. Weegee with a very, very nice Cannonless as Dwhatever finishes up his 100 coin. Still holding on to a nice little lead. Got a nice 100 coin himself. No, I did not say GSA was the devil. I said that their signing practices are similar to the devil. There is a difference. Both players just going on in for Wild Blue. Nice comfy star, especially with the side flip setup here. Haven't really seen anyone go wild and out with the single jump setup here. Blink twice if we need to call the FBI. Well, you see, that's why commentators don't have face cam. Dwhatever with a nice fence clip going on up to chip off Womp's block. Saw in the last race the star gave both players a little bit of trouble, but neither player succumbing to the star's influence this time around. You thought no face cam was so you didn't need to wear clothes? That's the first I'm hearing of it. Steve, you told me I needed to be fully dressed in a suit for every comms. What are you doing, man? I could have been so much more comfortable. I could have just been lazing around wearing absolutely nothing in a faux leather chair, which sounds like the most comfortable situation ever. But no. Did you buy a suit for commentating? I already owned one. Who doesn't own a suit? Dwhatever, nice triple jump for top of the fortress, kind of opting to play it a little bit safer than the double jump movement. Weegee, though, taking a dive. I think he just fat-fingered B right there. Kind of an unfortunate mistake, but a very quick backup using that extra corner over there. Suits are pretty mandatory for life. Ain't that the unfortunate truth? What was that side flip? That was called Weegee strats. Weegee just does things, and they just work. No, Steve, if you want to see my face, just look at my emote. $12-6 from Dwhatever. Nice 12-6 from Weegee as well. The double 12-6. Both players popping off with these slide times. So now both players hopping on into wing cap stage. Pretty decent womps from both. Dwhatever forging a few seconds of a lead for himself, but it's the early game. Nothing is set in stone just yet. Oh, Dwhatever, though, misses the switch, and so he has to just take the aborted tech skip there. I think that would have been a little bit slower than trying to... And Weegee not getting the tech skip, even though he was in prime position for it. Both players getting to see just what the wing cap does, what that switch does, having the option to save, getting to skip over it. I mean, it's such a fun time. It's sad that everyone skips that text box. It's so nice and friendly and useful. Today we read. This is the Reading Rainbow stream. The Global Speedrun Association is experiencing technical difficulties, so we've just replaced the stream with Reading Rainbow. I hope everyone's okay with that. Dwhatever playing extra comfy here in Dark World. No box rollout for him. Weegee, however, is going to be pulling out a box rollout. Going to be heading over for Shia Cycle, potentially. The speed kick coming on out from him. He's on pace for it. Let's see it happen here. It's kind of funny because Dwhatever is the one that's somewhat known for going for crazy cycles like Suki and runs. But no, this time it's Weegee getting Shia Cycle instead. Nice cheeky little second or two time save. Can we read Clifford and the Big Red Dog? Are those books public domain? Because, I mean, if they are, I would. That's what I need to start doing. I need to find kids' books to read during, during DDD. Also, yes, I am Little Curbs. I am the SMO speedrunner turned Sekiro runner. Please read it for us. Steve, that's the perfect idea. I would be so down for that. I will pre-record myself reading a children's book if y'all want me to. Send y'all the video and we can just play that anytime that we have a match cancellation. I will do that. I'm serious. This might sound like a joke, but I'm serious. That sounds like the greatest idea ever. Okay, I will. We should probably find some public domain books, right? Like, because I think, like, if they weren't public domain, they might not be allowed for public reading. I didn't miss Weegee go for Island Hop. Weegee is just not quite sure of what his star order is, so he's gonna have to go back to BOB after CCM. Hopefully he realizes that his star count is off. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Getting copyrighted from that would be the biggest Omega lol. And huge proof that copyright law is You would listen to me narrating what happens in a Peppa Pig episode. Yeah, maybe that's what I should like start trying to make as my career path, becoming an audio descriptor for Netflix. Oh yeah, Weegee might be flexing the unseen penguin race and double plus route. That would be such a dumb route. Clifford is a big dog with a big legal teeth. There is a race happening in front of us, though. And in this race, Weegee is deciding to go for CCM 17 as well as Dwhatever. Pretty predictable for both of these runners. Weegee and safe don't really belong in the same sentence. And for Dwhatever, I mean, this is just standard. You do a route like this enough times, you play the game enough, and it just becomes second nature for you. Nice triple from Weegee and from Dwhatever. Did anyone ever kill the penguin during a speedrun? Do you mean during the penguin race, having the penguin fall off the slide? Because I believe that has happened once. If you mean like drop the penguin off the side when delivering it to the mom, then no, that hasn't happened in a race yet. It would lose a pretty decent amount of time. It'd be a great meme, don't get me wrong, but it would be a little bit costly. CCM 18, no BBH, Ace HMC lane with SL Reds team. Shut up, Fluff. That'd be an incredible route for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, dropping it off a cliff would it would just take a little bit too much time. And it's a little precise because I'm pretty sure you have to get like first frame jumps on each of the like next jumps after you trigger the penguin text. You might have like a couple of frames though. I'm not exactly sure. And so Weegee does remember the star that he forgot and Dwhatever delivering the penguin. No cliff shenanigans though. Okay, so now Dwhatever moving on to BBH. Weegee is going to be just behind him. SSL is going to be a pretty pivotal stage here since both players are going to have to do that double plus technique. One plus mistake on one side could lose just a couple of seconds, but if we see something happen like what happened to Para, this could be very tragic for both runners. Okay. Nice boo start from Dwhatever. Goes for the crouch there. I'm sure Weegee will do the same. That crouch is always cool to see because it's nice and utilitarian. Nice crouch from Weegee as well. So for some reason, the game allows you to do damage to Big Boo when crouching and sliding forward. You only have like a little bit of time to do it since Mario gets his momentum killed pretty quickly after, and you won't actually be able to get a long jump to come out, but it does save a little bit of time over having to punch Boo if you're able to get it consistently. Yeah, that penguin is just a little bit awkward to mess around with. It's especially dumb whenever you end up like landing on one of the like wrong slopes before the one that you're supposed to land on to slide down. Or like when you're trying to learn how exactly the slide works and like you slide into the wall or you slide into the breeze, like it's a little bit awkward of a start to figure out. You can get it very consistent, but it does take a bit of time. Okay, so D in the basement. Dory in the house. Oh, Weegee goes for the punch grab, but Mips just out of reach. So Weegee is able to go ahead and pick up Mips before SSL. Now, Dwhatever moves in for his first plus attempt here. This is where stuff is going to heat up pretty significantly. Nice Tama coming out from Dwhatever. The double jump is good. And a nice angle right into the pyramid. No time lost whatsoever for Weegee to attempt to capitalize on. Nice movement into the pyramid from Weegee as well. First plus is down and out. And let's see if they can maintain that luck through the second plus here and that consistency. Oh, Dwhatever gets the bomb exploding in his face. Does have some time to do a pretty decent fast backup. But Weegee does have the opportunity to make up a little bit of time. Oh, Weegee, though, throws the bomb away. Doesn't get the jump throw like he wants. And Dwhatever does get the second throw good to go. So both have had to use Shining atop the pyramid as a backup. Dwhatever falling down the pyramid just a little bit, but he does manage to clip back inside. So now he's just going to quickly take care of secrets while Weegee attempts his third plus. 3 attempts on both sides would not be too bad. Oh, but Weegee throws the bomb away again. And this time around, wants to just go ahead and respawn the bomb. I guess he's just not confident in the Talon backup, or maybe the way that he threw the bomb, he didn't think that he could get the Talon back up quickly. Not sure what exactly is going on there. But either way, with the respawn, he is able to go ahead and get his second plus out of the way with 4 attempts compared to Dwhatever's 3. So Dwhatever is going to continue on with a pretty decent run here. Dowski raiding with the party of 180,000 folks, all just with a single smiley face raid message. That is, thank you so much, Draws. Welcome, folks. I am Electric. This is the Global Speedrun Association, where we have races in all sorts of speed games and 24/7 speedrun variety content every other time. Right now, you are seeing our 70-star Division 1 League race between Dwhatever and Weegee, both super well-known, super dominant players in this game. Dwhatever, of course, the current world record holder with a 47.08. Weegee with a pretty decent PB to boot, also known for his Sunshine Any Percent accomplishments and the shorter categories in Mario 64 being a pretty hot spot for him as well. As you can tell, we just got out of SSL. A little bit of an issue with plus on both sides. Dwhatever having to take 3 attempts at it, Weegee 4. But both players working their way into Lethal Lava Land now. And we've got a ton more race to come. We're not even quite at the halfway point just yet. So welcome, everyone. And we've got plenty more races after this, including one from Draws against Rockchalk coming up in less than an hour at this point. Dwhatever going on in for long jump lava boost. No pro boost coming out for him. And that's certainly understandable. Pro boost can be a bit inconsistent for some players, even at the very top level here. Weegee heads into the volcano himself. Not backing down from pro boost, though. Let's see it happen. And it's good. Gets a very, very nice height there. Not even much of an issue. The double pull clip, and he is in the star now, saving a little bit of time on D here. All right. So now Dwhatever. The side flip kill on the bully here. Hi, Dark Dog 47. I am now saying hi to you. Weegee with elevator tour coming out. All right, so now Dwhatever heading towards the bullies for a couple of quick ones. Goes for the ledge grab skip on the triple bully kill. This makes the triple bully a little bit different, and bullies trying to bully D, but two of them falling right in after their own actions. Dwhatever not really having to do anything, but just kind of stand there. Weegee misses the long jump for ledge grab skip. Tries to save a bit of time, ends up losing some instead. Where is this hosted? So, for most races, aside from live events, the racers are streaming from their own homes, and then a restreamer takes care of taking those two streams, putting them together on this layout, and putting my commentary alongside it. So there's really no like set location for where it's hosted. We're not like affiliated with like a business or anything like that that has a live local location, but we do have live events on occasion, during which we obviously have a location that we're at with all the racers together in person. So Dwhatever moving on to Fire Sea, Weegee right behind. This is still a pretty tight race going on into the second half here. And now that it's in DDD, I can go ahead and read a story for story time. There once was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end. That's your story. I don't feel like I have the time to actually try to pull up a like real children's book here. That didn't help at all. Dwhatever with some very nice turns on these chests here. Weegee just behind. Is this a family-friendly stream? Yes. We don't want to alienate viewers just because they're sensitive to language or because they're young. We want races like these to be accessible to everyone. There once was a Bowser. He captured a peach, but the peach turned out to be an apple, so now he was in a lawsuit with Microsoft and lost. The end. Wait, what do you mean it was family friendly? Did I say something? What happened? Did I do a bad... Oh, Dwhatever misses front sub. We're just gonna have some decent time to catch up here. How is this lineup gonna work out for him? Dwhatever taking a ton of time to reset up, and with that, Weegee's now in the lead, moving on into Manta Ray and then Fire Sea here. Oh, okay, Fluff. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean... Cults are family friendly too. A lot of them have big families in them. I mean, that's one of their main ways to get new members, right? Okay, Fire Sea is going to be a big one now. Just missing Lava Boost could put Weegee back in a deficit here. But with a nice Lava Boost, Dwhatever's going to have a ton to answer for. Okay, let's see it happen here. Both players towards the first red now. Weegee, a little bit of an awkward angle, but he does make it work. Goes for this older movement, activating the elevator before grabbing that box red. But meanwhile, Dwhatever with the newer movement, not quite new anymore, but does save a little bit of time and makes Lava Boost cycle a little bit easier to attain. Weegee just notably not very comfortable with the movement, thinks that it's very awkward. Now, Dwhatever takes an early burn. That's going to cancel Lava Boost entirely for him. Early Ellies might still be on the table with good movement. But Weegee does manage to hit Lava Boost and is getting a pretty nice ending. Dwhatever does manage to still hit early Ellies, so that's nice to see. This certainly could have been a lot worse. The jump kick instead of long jumping. Pretty decent movement, nearly avoiding all burns on that pretty slender bit of platform. But unfortunately taking a little bit of an issue towards the end. The double wall kicks there, somewhat mirroring some 16-star type movement. But with the red coin intact. So Weegee already in the Bowser fight, making up even more time over D throughout Fire Sea. Let's see what happens moving on upstairs. This is a nice position for Weegee to be in. He does have the gameplay to potentially be able to hold on to this lead throughout, but the consistency we've seen sometimes, just he'll make mistakes that seem to come out of nowhere on certain stars, and it's just sometimes things just don't quite go his way. So it's really up in the air as to how exactly this race is going to go. I mean, no player plays 1000% perfectly. Weegee, of course, and Dwhatever included, but should Dwhatever pull out a lot of confidence going into these later stages, he could very well make up this lead against Weegee pretty fast. Let's see what the uptime is here. Weegee getting the fade out at about 25.55. Dwhatever probably going to be landing his closer to 20 or so. So Dwhatever at 12, so about a 17 second? No, 27 seconds. I think that's how math works. I could be wrong. It is 17 seconds. I'm dumb. Weegee starts out with 100 coin. Dwhatever just beside him now. Both not opting for any double shenanigans. Satisfied with just the one double box break kick. Oh, Weegee getting amped, though. It's going to take a little bit of time away from him. All right. Weegee spawning the star. Has his extra coin still. And Dwhatever does as well. Dwhatever missing the amp, so he is able to save a little bit of time over Weegee's 100 coin here. Hello, Drogi. So Weegee had a pretty nice 100 coin, just a little bit of an amping issue there, but Dwhatever had an even nicer one. Nice lag reduction with that straight Mario cam. It's got to be a little bit more difficult to move around with that, but at least he had decent movement there. Steve calling out Drogi, jeez. Weegee coming on out with the triple jump with the initial box break there. I believe that might, if it, oh, Weegee getting bopped down by the awning, gonna have to redo this movement up here. That's cutting his lead pretty significantly. The side flip setup, he does get over the awning this time around. And Dwhatever is gonna match with a perfectly timed first try. Weegee falls from the wall kicks. His lead is about nil now. I think Dwhatever is in the lead. Yup. Dwhatever in the lead, especially with Weegee missing that final wall kick. He thought he was going to get up there before. Weegee kicking himself out of the cage. I don't know. If he would have waited like half a second, the elevator would have been in a position where he could have side flip dive right into the star. He didn't even need to start those wall kicks. But instead of maintaining a lead through this star, he's just stopping for a moment, trying to recollect himself. Dwhatever falls off on the awning kick. Both players just looking like an Olive Garden banquet coming into Wet Dry World. These short stars here. I mean, geez. Dwhatever not going to go for that triple jump again. Instead, opting for that basic stairs movement here. I mean, yeah, if there was anywhere for the spaghetti to come out, it would be Wet Dry World, a perfectly sealed stone bowl shape. You know, you could put some firewood down in the town and just light a nice fire underneath the whole stage. You have your smokestack on the side, and you can fill the whole thing with water to be boiling. Like it's the perfect place to make a ton of spaghetti for these players to feast on. So Dwhatever in a pretty confident lead now. I mean, almost all of that time loss was from Elevator Star. Weegee just unfortunately could not hold it together there, it seemed. I mean, that is something else right there. What a disaster world. That is, yep. Yep. Whatever now. Pretty decent secrets. Nice movement on the third secret and the nice mountain clip to close it off. Pretty good stuff here. All right, now Weegee pulling. Oh, gets. Okay, that was very, very strange. So he didn't get the third secret, and he got this extra little triple jump off that wooden plank that I think that would have slowed him down too had he gotten the secret. Okay, so now Dwhatever with a nice mountain clip. Very optimal, running right out of the water there. Weegee about to start his own top of the island star. All right. Oh, Weegee not getting the double jump here. Mountain clip comes out nicely. Also, thanks so much, chat. I really appreciate stuff like that. It means a ton to me. Just like Dwhatever's foot means a ton to these piranhas, and that meaning is death. Pretty optimal piranhas. Not really much to say for a star like that. I mean, it happens. It's there. Very rarely you see a mistake on it, but overall, most of the time, it's just kind of there. Weegee going in for his own piranhas as Dwhatever moves into Tall Tall Mountain. This is also going to be a bit of a heavy stage, especially for Weegee. It looks like Weegee kind of getting a bit flustered from Wet Dry World. Seems to be recovering pretty nicely in THI, but mistakes in TTM can be immensely costly. Missing a log wall kick, that's a pretty good number of seconds there. Missing a mountain clip itself, if you're not able to do a confident backup, that can be kind of costly. One thing that won't be costly to miss, though, is Breezeless. Let's see, Dwhatever almost getting it. Doesn't quite have enough height to clip all the way in, though. Whenever a player clips in like that, it's very slightly, but then gets pushed right back out, that's them being close enough to the wall to start to trigger the fence to clip them in, but not having the height for the floor to clip them up. Part of what makes that very difficult is you're trying to effectively do two things at once, get a ton of height and stay very close to the wall. Weegee, though, looks like he's got it, and he does. Nice cheeky time save over Dwhatever here. Getting himself some decent little time save and cutting this lead down, if a little slightly. Aww. Chat saying I'm handsome. I am unfortunately taken, but I still appreciate the compliments. The Reds from D was just something else. I mean, Reds from D is always something else. Very nice mountain clip from D. That is exactly what you want a mountain clip to look like. Barely grazing the water at the bottom so that you're able to just have no momentum going into the upper body of water. See, Weegee's was still good, but you could tell that he took a little bit of extra time in the upper body of water. Dwhatever, I think he just jumped right out. I think he was at the surface. If not, he only needed like one swim. All right. D with his second mountain clip here. Closing off a pretty decent TTM. Just has to grab Blasted Lonely Mushroom. Let's see what Weegee's got on Reds. Speed kick movement there. Long jump, the dive, and another dive real quick. Now the maze movement could make or break this performance here, but it looks like he's just barely getting denied the match. I mean, he almost perfectly matched Dwhatever's reds there, but the platform just didn't quite work out. Dwhatever a little beside the box, but does manage to pick it up on the next try. Okay, Dwhatever is on his way to Snowman's Land, while Weegee just has Blast to go. Probably going to be seeing some pretty sick movement from D here. I mean, for both of these runners, I'm sure the double speed kick movement for Whirl is pretty standard. And this... Oh! Dwhatever with the nice backup there, but then not quite getting enough momentum to be able to ledge grab. So having to take this quick backup here, giving Weegee a little bit of an opening should he be able to take it. Okay, Weegee now with his own sliding attempt here, and he's good to go. Lands right on the platform, no ledge grab even required. All right. Dwhatever barely missing the box here. Yet another small potential time save for Weegee. This could be a battle that Weegee starts to win by inches. Let's see if he's able to get this ground pound right under the box here. And it's good. Okay, a little bit more time save from him. Dwhatever with a couple of really quick stars left in this stage, and then it's back down to HMC real quick. But everyone knows what's coming up very, very soon. All right, Weegee now. Wait, he already did this star. What? Excuse me? That must have just been... Oh, I can only imagine the look on his face right there. That was something else. I mean, you have to watch the entire cutscene with that blue star popping out. Now he realizes I'm going to the deep freeze. This is where I head to. The double jump kick. He's mad and he's back. I mean, that's... I'm surprised he was able to land a strat like that, even through the, I'm sure, inevitable tilt. That double jump kick is pretty difficult. There are a number of triple jumps you can replace with a double jump kick in the run, but a lot of them are fairly precise. You have to have just the right distance, because you really don't have enough height to clear the gap for long. And so with that, Weegee now finishing SL, but unfortunately he was saving a pretty decent bit of time, but now probably gonna be losing a little bit more. Dwhatever with the slide kick rollout to get over to Toad. Shoutouts to Todd. The punch grab coming out from Weegee. I'm sure Dwhatever also got the punch grab. Let's see this triple box jump. Clean first try from D. Drogi, do you happen to know how much faster that slide kick is? It doesn't look that much faster, but... Does it, like, load Toad a bit earlier or something? It must. Because I feel like Dwhatever's Toad loaded a little bit earlier than Weegee's did. Is faster by 1 frame. Oh, gotta love stuff like that. Like that HMC intro movement. Oh, I see. Okay, Weegee with his own triple box jump. Doesn't quite get the jump to come out, though. I guess just tried to jump a little bit late, because he landed right on the box just fine. Dwhatever heading on over for Christmas Miracle. Taking some extra Mario cams just to show us all that something. I don't know what he's trying to show. Weegee having to stop and take a sec, take a little breather after killing that scuttlebug landing right into the wall. Both players getting that switch press right as soon as they land in the water, just like you want to see. Weegee getting a pretty big leap there, not quite getting the ground pound to come out. Doug McAuliffe, this is a pre-recorded race, but with live commentary. Whatever, nice clean rolling rock. Weegee with just 2 more stars left in HMC. Whatever's forged a pretty decent lead for himself. Probably wouldn't be quite so huge if it weren't for that SL mistake from Weegee. Weegee just cannot seem to get triple box jump to come out, but gets it this try. Interestingly, not using the side flip to start like you normally see. Yeah, what's up, Kuroshi? I will be sure to tell him for you. Okay, so D heading on into Rainbow Ride. We're going to be seeing some pretty significant risk coming in, but also some significant reward should everything come out well. You're a bit disappointed this is pre-recorded. I have to say, I don't quite understand the pre-record disappointment. I mean, like, we're all seeing this for the first time. It doesn't really matter that the race already happened. I mean, it just, in the grand scheme of things, like, if you want to get really technical, like, even for live quote-unquote races, there's going to be like a few seconds of delay anyway. I mean, like, seeing a match in person is certainly very, very hype, just like Whatever landing that first try Lakitu, or not Lakitu skip, Lakitu bounce. But, I mean, it doesn't make really a difference, I don't feel like. I mean, post-race interviews are nice, sure, but that's really, like, the only big difference, I feel like. Now, Weegee heading into his own Rainbow Ride. Whatever with some pretty decent Rainbow Ride reds. Weegee also with the glitchy wall kick Lakitu bounce. And it's good to go. Oh, Weegee not getting a turnaround for this double jump here. And actually, like, ledge grabbing on the platform that he did not want to be on. So, nice backup from Weegee. That ending can be a little bit bad if things don't quite go the way you're expecting, but Weegee playing still very confidently there. What's to stop runners from resetting for pre-recorded races? Like, it's not like they pre-record separately. Like, they're in the same Discord call. They're in... the race is happening at the same time under the same conditions. They're still not allowed to reset. Like, if a runner reset during a race, that's just free time save for the other runner and a free lead. Like the race happens in exactly the same constraints. It's just the fact that it happens at a different time than it's being restreamed. That's the only real difference. But I think a decent number of people misunderstand this. It's not like very nice backup from Weegee. It's not like the runners just submit a random run that they do and call that their pre-recorded race. Like, they did actually race each other at a pre-recorded time. Weegee having a lot of trouble with reds here, but ooh, nice little kick there to get down the stage a little bit faster since he already had the lower red. All right, now, Whatever. Pretty nice progress on TTC 100. Should be able to pull off a pretty sweet victory here, should he be able to maintain this consistency throughout the rest of the race, but certainly still not over. Weegee almost in TTC himself. Oh, Weegee taking a burn at the very, very end of swinging, though. Yeah, plus the runners give each other cheat prevention. So, and like the facilitator would also give cheat prevention potentially. Like all of the constraints are the same. Like there's really no difference to the runners between pre-record and live race. They still have to do cheat prevention. They still have to start at the same time. They still have to like use the GSA layout, and like everything is the same. It's just that the restream isn't happening immediately. But enough of that. Dwhatever with a very, very clean pendulum. For some reason, I wanted to call it a pillar. I mean, a pendulum is just a pillar that's upside down and moving, right? I think that's pretty much how that works. Okay, Weegee. Pretty decent 100 coin. Had a little bit of an issue over towards the blue coin switch, I think. But overall has been playing very, very nicely throughout. But he did miss a coin on the platform. It's going to hang around for him. But then he falls off the edge there. Just running a little bit too fast, a little too speedy. Oh, that was a huge fall for Weegee. He's going to take so long to get back up now. How is he even going to be able to get back up from here? I feel like he should have just gone on the other side or something. I'm not quite sure. He's taking a very long time to get this side flip out. It's dire for Weegee at the moment. Okay, so he does have his backup coin here. Doesn't have to go for that extra backup box later. Which, I think that was the backup box that just went into cam for a little bit. So I don't know if that really saved him much time. Very unfortunate fall from Weegee. Just trying to recover one rogue coin. I mean, that's what RNG can do in this game. Nice double jump from Dwhatever for that wall kick there. Weegee having some trouble with the ending. Gonna just use that really comfy backflip. Oh, but doesn't quite get the wall kick to come out. Trying for every ending in the book, pretty much. Gonna have to wait for the thwomp now. But he does finally finish out the star, but 4 stars back behind Dwhatever. Dwhatever just has reds and then bits to go. And this is so unfortunate for Weegee. I mean, he was very, very close to D throughout SSL or SL. Also, Weegee's on Chaos Clock right now, so as you could tell, he had a bit of an issue with the left side movement over those yellow blocks because all of them were moving randomly. That happens if you're too optimal with your re-entry. Like, normally when you re-enter this stage, if you have like a little bit of slowness to your movement, not even much at all, you'll get this type of entry where the hand is just after the 6. But you can hit the hand on the 6 if you're very optimal with your movement, which unfortunately happened to Weegee there at the point that he least wanted it. You never want to enter the clock on Chaos Clock. It just doesn't do anything for you. Weegee having trouble with Pendulum Star here, but Dwhatever already in bits, already making some nice progress towards the pipe and towards the end of this run. Yeah, high 47 is pretty much off the table, but a low 48 could definitely still happen. Or like at least a mid 48, which is not a bad race time. I think we're looking at low 48 with good throws though. Dwhatever misses left side, but does get the back up very cleanly. You have to be careful and like have a lot of awareness to be able to actually land back on that ledge grabbable position there. If you're not moving the stick properly, then you won't actually be able to get that backup movement. Yeah, so Dwhatever's looking at like a 48-1x, which is a stellar race time. I think that's well above anyone's league average at this moment. I forget what Punk's league average is, but I don't think it's quite that optimized. Weegee just mistake after mistake. At least they're minor mistakes at this point, but man, a few major time losses are really what set this race in this position for him. I mean, he would have still been in the lead for a while after Wet Dry World if he hadn't had that elevator slip up. Wouldn't have been quite so far behind going into Tippy if he would have had better judgment in SL. I'm not quite sure what happened. I guess he just wasn't used to the star order he was doing or something. And then, of course, that TTC 100 fall, just a little bit better RNG, and he would have been in a much better position. But with that, D pulling out a 48-20. GG's to Dwhatever for a stellar race performance to cap himself at a pretty nice playoff seeding spot. That's D's best race time this league. I did not actually realize that. I thought he got in a lower 48 before. And GG's to Weegee for continuing this run. A few of the mistakes were definitely infuriating. I'm sure that he was definitely seething after that SL restart grab, but I mean, to be able to continue on with the run and to be able to like regain some composure and mentality, that's definitely a strong suit. So shout outs to Weegee for continuing on with this run. Yep, anti-family, exactly right. There is a ton of extra pressure for a race. It's a very different situation from a like PB attempt or a world record attempt. Like it's not necessarily about like just being the fastest ever and hammering away at attempts. It's about getting the best single attempt that you can and managing the nerves of potentially playing against a player much better than you. Weegee missing moving right side, goes ahead and does a very, very nice left backup though. This race could have put Weegee in a better seating position. Weegee falling off of the elevator. He must have held left on the stick a bit too early there. Unless he just hit Z for some reason, but I can't see that happening. Weegee could have potentially moved himself up into 4th place in the seating had this race been a pretty strong victory from him, but as it stands, I don't think Dwhatever is really gaining anything from this race. He might be moving up like 1 spot, but I'm not sure. Wait, no, I think he's in 2nd right behind Punkay, and I don't think that he could have gotten any higher. Because Punkay had a pretty decent point total, pretty hefty amount of points. Weegee not able to get sub 50, especially with that mistake. He's going to be looking at a lower 51. Not a terrible race time, but I'm sure he's not quite happy with that performance. Just a few rough mistakes, especially, I mean, that TTC fall probably cost at least a minute. Yes, 1 point for every 10 seconds. That was a very nice Bowser fight. Very optimal throws, reminiscent of someone like Draws at the hands of the wheel there. But that'll do it for this race. Stick around, though, folks. We've got one more 70 race for you in just a moment. This will be Draws versus Rock Chalk. So if we got some stragglers from that Draws raid, you're going to see your boy performing in 70 in additional 54 stars over his current PB attempts category. And Rock Chalk could also make or break his playoff spot with this performance coming up. So this will not be a race to miss. Both of these players at a pretty similar level. So it's going to be a pretty close one, I feel. You'll definitely not want to miss this one. But for now, I'm Electric. We will be right back. So stick around, folks. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.